And you said, how old was I? I was 90 last month.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say happy birthday.
Thank you. And my full name is a bit threatening. Richard John Godfrey Hall.
Okay. And you're at Southern Cross Care Campbell. Roughly how long have you been volunteering here at this facility?
Well, my wife died 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was fairly soon after that I joined the pastoral care here at Campbell Nursing Home. So that's about 10 years.
Oh, okay. And so, what inspired you to start volunteering with Southern Cross Care?
Well, I belong to a very old order of the Catholic Church. You see my behaviour here. That's the order of Malta, 900 odd years. I'm still a youngster. The order is over 900 years. And part of the charism of this order is to care for the poor and sick. So, living very close nearby in the retirement home is a wonderful opportunity to practice my commitment to the order. So I didn't hesitate to come down and ask if I could do them value. And I must say I was warmly welcome, and my love of the place has grown enormously. One of the residents is part of my family, and I care for them to the best of my ability in terms of what I make a commitment to do.
That's great. Can you share a memorable experience you've had while volunteering here?
My goodness.
Which was as many.
Just about every Tuesday is a rich experience. A more recent one, I won't forget in a hurry, is one of our residents, a retired bishop, and he's ailing in health and he needs me to give him a hand. So the first time in my long life, I found I was assisting in Mass, that is, assisting Bishop Bat. We formed a beautiful bond. That doesn't mean to say I don't have no bond with other residents. Each one of them is close to my heart. And I suppose the one that brings me up, holds me in my music, is when they pass away. And we all mourn their passing. I'm always kept advised of this. I'm very grateful. So day to day is more hard.
What kind of activities or tasks do you normally typically help with during your volunteer shifts?
Well, as I mentioned, I assist in setting up the chapel for Mass, and I'm assisted by a very dear friend because I do it on my own, test my speed and concentration. After it's been set up, I count the number of people attending. Once we've got a bishop, my Father Paul, another resident settled, I use the books for their benefit and point out where the next prayer is. I don't say.
I think another thing is, another volunteer task that you help is that you help, you're the MC and help conduct I'll say the remembrance and Anzac services.
Oh yes, I should have mentioned that. That's a very special commitment. I'm very honoured to be invited to do that. It just happened by accident, I think. I've been organising or assisting in organising the ceremony for 5 or 6 years, I think it was. So Anzac Day is a little different. Remembrance Day. It was very well attended and it means a great deal to the residents. So I feel I'm on our mettle, polished and confident, and again I'm assisted by Joyce and members of the community. And I think they're beautiful ceremonies.
And I think it's fair to say that it probably holds a very special place in your heart doing the services, I'll say, because you used to be part of the armed services, is that correct?
You're quite correct. Yes, this would have been the most moving example of my time here. I had 30 years in military service. I saw warlike activities in Malaya as well as the later Vietnam for a total of a year and a half, I suppose. Yeah, it's special as it is for all veterans.
Do you feel your presence and efforts impact the residents and the staff at the home?
I'd like to think yes, I do. I know my companion Joycelyn is always warmly welcomed when she's not well, and always asks how she is and concerns. That's beautiful. That's what happens in a nice family, very special family.
How do you manage to balance your volunteer work with other commitments in your life?
The glib answer would be with great difficulty, mainly because storing things in my mind or even on my calendar is very testing. For example, just yesterday I arrived an hour late for a doctor's appointment because I'd written the wrong date in my diary. So that sort of thing happens. Tuesdays are now so special and so printed in my brain and my calendar that I do manage that without any trouble.
What skills or qualities do you think are important for somebody volunteering in aged care?
Genuineness, I think, is probably the most important, and that's coupled with empathy, understanding of their condition. I take very seriously, probably because of my service background, of relating to a person. You don't necessarily chat or wait for really big difference. Sometimes it is very important to us that I continue to exercise those skills, because I think that's what I can contribute best.
Have you noticed any changes in yourself since you started volunteering?
I suppose I do appreciate the failing conditions of residents a great deal more. It does come with age. There's some country pointed out that age is quite enormous now. I think my life as a member of the Order of Malta is strengthened by my association with UNESCO.
As Southern Cross Care's oldest volunteer, you are a great example that age is no barrier to giving back to the community. Are you ever too old to volunteer?
Never, never, never.
Yes, well, I'll say we thank you, I'll say, for being our oldest volunteer. And Richard, we do really appreciate all the help that you give us. And one last question, what advice would you give to someone considering volunteering in aged care?
The first advice would be how they communicate with the residents. It doesn't have to be verbal. I think that's very important.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview with me this morning.
It is really a very great pleasure and privilege. Thank you.